I've been getting a lot of emails about the little basket I showed you on the introduction. The little basket with the artworks, how it gets up into orbit. People want to know what causes it to crash. I've also been getting some emails about what I said about the museums. They want to know what part in this whole picture museums play, if at all. So let me see if I can answer both of those at once here. I used a chart. Heat, oxygen, fuel. Three things. You put those three things together and you have fire. Heat, fuel, oxygen, and you have a fire. You remove any one of those three and you don't have a fire. Take the oxygen away. If you put a blanket on a fire, fire goes out. Take the fuel away, whatever's burning, fire goes out. Take the heat away with water and so on, fire goes out. So you understand that concept? You have to have all three in order for it to be a fire. Okay. So, here we have that lifeline again. There's the person. There's the basket. There's the basket we want to go into orbit. People want to know why that basket would fall after maybe 10 years or so on. Okay. Don't forget the fire analogy. Okay, we have here artist, and that could be painter, sculptor, photographer, what have you, poet. Here we have a subject. That would be whatever the artist paints. Okay, over here we have aficionado. That's the person who sees this. True art. That's what goes into making true art. The artist, the subject, and the aficionado, which is the art-sensitive person who views that. And that turns it into pure art. You take any one of these away, take the artist away, subject away, or the aficionado, the person that looks at it, you don't have true art anymore. Simple as that. So, here's lifeline, person, basket. The basket, when you die, the basket is surrounded by those three things. The artist, subject, and aficionado. The subject will always be there because it's in the painting. The artist is there through his history, or her history. That's why I say it's important in this area to build up that, to be a good artist personally, in your habits and your sincerity, etc., because that's what your history is, and that remains there. The only thing that's not there, that is flexible, that might go away, would be the aficionado. And that means the person who watches. And there's a difference between an aficionado and a person who just goes and looks at art. Just like in the bullfights, that's where we got the name aficionado. In the bullfights, the bullfights are in the stands. There's a bunch of tourists who come to see a bullfight just because it's a spectacle. They don't know much about it. They know a little bit, maybe they read some. The aficionado is up in the stands, and he knows He knows what the bullfighter can do. He knows what the bull can do. And between those three, that becomes a bullfight. You have to have that aficionado. A bullfighter out in the field fighting a bull is not a bullfight. That's just a man fighting a bull. You put him in the ring in Madrid, and there's an aficionado up there watching, that makes it a bullfight. So it takes all three to make a bullfight, just like it takes all three to make true art. There's art, but there's true art. True art takes that aficionado. You see what I'm saying? So as this thing is, as your art is moving forward up the line, if the aficionados get tired of it or see through it, or it just doesn't work with them anymore. Yeah, each generation, of course, of people, you know, you can't have, you might have an aficionado down here where you're alive, and they're saying, man, your stuff is great, I love it. And as you move along here, you know, everybody's praising you, and you're saying, wow, how good stuff it is. But those people die off when you die off. How about the next generation? Are they going to say the same thing? Are they even going to know who you are? That's the difference. If your art is worthy, it moves like Van Gogh. His work moved right along here I am, 100 years after he died. I read a book about him, and I am completely taken. It's changed my whole life because of that man and his paintings. I never met him. I never saw him. But I read about him and his history, and his paintings are what made me an aficionado. And in turn, I became an artist because of that. But that's what keeps his work moving forward. Every generation finds something in that work. Now, your bunny pictures that we talked about, the hopping through the field, there's no aficionado on that. There's no bunny aficionado that's going to say, that's got to go from generation to generation. So it just drops off. You see my point? Okay, I don't think we have time to go into the museum. I'll have to do that next week. But keep this in mind, because next week we're going to talk about this aficionado down here and how he fits into the museums. Okay, go to my website, send me an email, and see you next time.